My name is Gemima. I'm in 12th grade. I'm gonna graduate this year. Back home, I was so curious about American education. So one thing I was asking my parents all the time, they were asking me am I going to go to America? I want to go to United States. I want to get the education. My life it was always focused on education. And I would tell my parents I really want to become a doctor and I want it to happen in the United States. So when my parents they were seeing my desire, they started to play the lottery, and then when we won, that's when I decided to pressure my parents to pay all the money they were asking to fill everything. I was like, Mom, that's my future. So please, please just go and do everything they ask. I want to go to the United States. And when we came here, I started to be like, oh my God. I started to feel sorry for my parents because I feel like I pressured them to move here. And when we moved here, things was not that great. Things was hard. By the time when I came here, my life was extremely difficult. I'm not gonna lie. I was moving the place to place. I would say I was homeless. You don't even know if you're gonna stay at the place you were. So I was always telling my friends why are you complaining? At least you have a place, you have family you can talk to. You have to work hard because you are the whole you hope for your family. So in 2018, I just have the worst time in my life. When I came, just people were looking at me differently. I was the only one, the only black girl, the only black in my class. So I was, some people were talking about me in a bad way. Some people were saying things that hurt, but I couldn't understand. I was smiling, and after that, I started to realize that people were just trying to destroy my image or say things behind my back, and we were kind of treated differently, in a bad way. But I couldn't say that. I couldn't ask for help because I didn't know how to just go there and say I need help. I was ashamed of it. I was ashamed of my life. I felt like if I tell people my situation, they're gonna make more fun of me. It was challenging. All the teachers, they were speaking fast. They were speaking fast, and I was confused. I didn't know what to write. I didn't know if I should tell them to slow down. I was thinking like I was a burden for them until I realized that I wasn't. That was that their job. Their job are there to help us to become better person. IB psychology, I remember that was the class that I spent my time thinking about it, why did I choose it? I chose to take IB psychology, and I remember at the time I wasn't even thinking in English. I was just speaking. And when I took that class, I was failing at the beginning. I was failing. I was having C's and D's, but I don't know what happened. Probably just the fact that I was focusing on my dream, and that helped me to just continue to ask questions, reading books, and that really helped me to just show myself that I'm able to do something if I want to, despite the language barrier. Most of people like to judge people according to the way they can speak English. So I was spending my time telling them I know what I can do better. I just need to know the language because I was able to have A's to pass all my exam if I spend just time to read through my notes and review because I was learning and translating the things. Everything I was learning in school, I was translating it into French and we read it again and we write it again, rewrite it until it makes sense in my brain. So I was doing a lot of work and it was extremely difficult. and people were just they couldn't understand all the job I was doing. They were just thinking that I was exaggerating. I was just complaining. So most of my friends, they were like, sometimes they were making fun of me when I was pronouncing something wrong, or like there's other people that were like, oh, I can now team up with you because you're black, or I cannot do this with you because I don't want to fail. I'm like, I know things, but I don't just have the possibility to say it correctly. One day we were about to do a class project, and we had to choose people to team up, and I ended up being myself. I was like, oh my god, people don't want to team up with me because probably because I'm from Africa and I don't know anything. Probably they think that I'm not able to do great things or to get good grades. So I remember that time I did my project by myself, and I talk about it with my broken English. I talk about it and I got a good grade. And that day just changed something in my mind. That day proved me that I can do better, that I don't need anybody. I just need myself. I need to convince myself that I can do better. Even if you don't know a language, but you can still find a way to communicate. When I came here, I was using an app. I was using Google Translate to communicate with my teacher. I was using it to take a picture and translate my notes and read it. I feel like we all have the time to learn and do something productive. So for me, I would tell people who are new, like who are experiencing the same thing as me, to just focus on the result. They have to ask questions because that's the only way you can learn. Teachers and people at school, they're there to help you to progress. Even if you don't know how to write your own name, you just have to ask them. At first, I was scared to express myself, to tell them what I was feeling and my limits. And once I tell them about my language, the fact that I didn't know how to speak English, they started to help me. They started to spend more time with me to explain me more in details. And that's when I started like to pass classes. And it was just amazing to see that when you talk, when you ask for help, people are there to help you. I want to go to medical school, so I'm gonna start pre-med this fall. Since I was little, I was suffering for asthma, and I spent most of my time at the hospital. I also want to go places where there is war. I can just go there and help people because I don't think there is something more important than help other people. In my country in the East, there are people who are dying. Like they are dying because they don't have like a doctor who can just help them. And since I was little, I was actually thinking about it, and I was like, I want to become a doctor so I can save all these people. And also, there is some kind of situation that happened in Congo, like people can can die just because they're choking. Nobody know how to do a CPR. Nobody, they teach nobody CPR. So when I came here, I started to learn about CPR, learn how I can save life. So just being around like families and helping, people to get better is just something that I wish I can do every day. Like that's what I'm trying to do every day. I try to make people feel better every day. I just want to add, like when I was learning English, I encountered a lot of things. My mom got a surgery. My sister couldn't go to school because she was older, and she was trying to go to school, but she couldn't. Now she started college. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for her. And at the time, I wanted to give up. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to give up. I wanted to work because my dad couldn't work. because he was having some issue with his legs and his arms. And my mom couldn't because she had a surgery, she has a problem with her back. So everything was just bad for me at the time. And I wanted to give up on school. And one day my sister called me, she said, "You are our hope. So you don't have to give up. Despite everything that's happening around you, just focus on yourself." I have this energy, every time when I wanted to give up, I was thinking like, okay, if I give up, we're gonna stay in the same situation. I'm gonna still gonna complain about my English. I'm still gonna complain about, having a difficult life. Yes, if you stop fighting for yourself, you're gonna find yourself in the same situation. But you have to decide to get up. You have to decide to work hard. So I was using my pain as a source of energy for me to wake up early, to study, to learn English. I just want people to know that life is difficult and we don't all have the chance to be born in a happy family or to experience things like other people, like having good fun, good clothes, because sometimes I was wearing things like I didn't even like. I was wearing dirty clothes, or I was, you know, I wasn't the way I wanted to be. But I was just focusing on my future. And still now I'm focused on my future. Even if people tell me, like, why do you choose to go to pre-med? It's expensive. You're not going to be able to, to get a scholarship, or you're not going to be able to, like, to pass. But I tell them, like, yeah, you know what? It's my future. I'm the only one who see that future. I'm the one who see that vision. So I need to work for it. My plan right now is to learn English again because I know pre-med gonna be difficult. I can feel it, and many people ask me this question: Are you sure? Are you sure you want to become a doctor? Are you sure you want to study pre-med? I'm like, yes, I'm sure. They were like, Gemima, just being here for 2 years and a half. Are you able to go to university? Do you want to take a year gap? I was like, no, I want to go straight to university because I know it's the time for me to just prove myself that I can do better. So I planning to just learn few things by my own because that's how I basically learn English on YouTube. So I'm trying to do basically the same thing, continue learning because I don't want to feel inferior like I was feeling before, because we all have that feeling. I still have that feeling sometimes when I'm in class. So I just want to, to be confident, and because I'm already confident, but I feel like if I can do things that I have in my mind, people can notice that we all have the possibility to do great things. I just want people like students like me to understand that life is difficult, but the way you take it make it more difficult or easier. So if they can just spend time on working on themselves, working on their projects, working on those things that can make them become a better student or a better person, it will help this generation to progress. And I hope like teacher can teach other students to respect people from other countries.